It's a frustrating private cycle. You're running on fumes, dealing with high-pressure deadlines, worrying about bills, or just feeling that constant, low-grade tension of modern life. You feel that tightness in your chest. Then, in a moment of intimacy, when you most want to connect, your body simply refuses to cooperate. It feels like a betrayal. The more you will it to happen, the more your body just seems to shut down completely. You're left feeling defeated, wondering, why is this happening? Is my mind sabotaging my body? I want to assure you, you are not imagining this. That tension is the exact trigger. The connection between stress and your sexual failure is not just in your head. It is a direct, powerful, biological command. That shutdown is your survival mechanism working too well. This isn't a psychological flaw, it's a biochemical flood. The villain in this story, the hidden saboteur, is one hormone, cortisol. We call it the stress hormone, but let's call it what it is, the intimacy killer. Here is exactly what happens. When your brain perceives stress, a tiger, or unpaid bills, it pulls the fire alarm. It releases a massive cascade of cortisol. Cortisol is designed for one thing, to get you ready to either fight for your life or to run for it. To do that, it hijacks your entire body. It screams emergency to every single cell. It jacks up your blood sugar, it tenses your muscles, and it shuts down every system not essential for immediate survival. What's the first system to be declared non-essential during a crisis? Your reproductive and your sexual response. Cortisol is the chemical off switch for your erections. It works against arousal. It is the body's own anti-Viagra. That stress you feel from work, it is telling your body, this is not a safe time to be intimate. It is a time to survive. The problem is, for most of us, that emergency signal never ever turns off. We live in a 2D/7 flood of cortisol, and it is chemically, methodically robbing us of our masculine function. I'm Dr. Daniel Hayes. For years, I've seen men consumed by shame over this, believing they are fundamentally broken or that their desire has somehow failed. I am here to tell you, you are not broken. Your desire is not the problem. Your chemistry is. You are simply trapped in a biological state of survival when what you want is a state of thrival. This is not a life sentence. This is a solvable equation. You don't have a low libido problem. You have a high cortisol problem. And we can fix that. I won't just say, just relax. I am going to give you a precise, strategic plan to take control, to switch your body out of panic mode, and to reclaim the vitality that is rightfully yours. All right, let's build the bridge. This is not a vague list. This is your new SOP, a precise 3-step plan to take back the controls from cortisol. I call it the protocol. We will dismantle that 24/7 stress alarm, not by thinking ourselves calm, but using nutrition to chemically signal that the emergency is over. We'll focus on 3 key moments: when you wake up, your fuel, and the critical hour before you sleep. This is how we begin. Step 1. Win the morning. Most men start their day in self-inflicted panic. The alarm goes off, they feel exhausted, and they dump black coffee into an empty stomach. This is a biochemical disaster. Here's why. Your cortisol is naturally at its highest peak in the first 30 minutes awake. This is called the car. It's designed to wake you up. But caffeine also stimulates cortisol. When you drink coffee on an empty stomach, you take that natural peak and turn it into a frightening, unnatural spike. You're telling your body, we are awake, we have no fuel, and we are in a crisis. This starts a vicious cycle of jitters, anxiety, and an inevitable energy crash, which only makes you crave more caffeine and sugar. Your new rule is simple. We delay the coffee, and we prioritize protein. Before a single drop of caffeine touches your lips, I want you to consume 30 grams of protein. This is non-negotiable. This can be 3 or 4 eggs, a high-quality whey protein shake, or Greek yogurt. Protein, with a healthy fat, does the exact opposite of that caffeine spike. It provides slow, stable energy. It tells your brain and your hormones, we are provisioned. We are safe. There is no famine. There is no emergency. By making this one change, you start your day from a place of grounded, calm power, not panicked, borrowed energy. You are blunting the spike, stabilizing your blood sugar, and setting a new, resilient baseline for the day. This is how you stop the stress roller coaster before it even leaves the station. Step 2. Stabilize your fuel. Stabilize your mood. The second way we trigger cortisol is blood sugar instability. Think of your body like a car. If you're constantly running out of gas, the warning light, which is cortisol, will just keep flashing. Most men are eating in a way that guarantees this alarm will go off. They eat naked carbohydrates. A piece of fruit by itself, a bagel for breakfast, a handful of pretzels, a bowl of pasta. These naked carbs hit your bloodstream like a sugar bomb. Your body scrambles, releasing a massive amount of insulin to pull sugar out of your blood. And what follows, inevitably, is the crash. An hour or two later, your blood sugar plummets. Your body panics. It thinks it's starving. And what's its emergency tool to save you? It dumps cortisol. Cortisol screams at your liver to release its stored sugar. You've just created a stress state, not from your boss, but from your bagel. Your new rule: you will never eat a carbohydrate alone. From now on, you will clothe your carbs by using the PFC model. Every time you eat, your plate must contain protein, healthy fat, and a carb. Want an apple? Pair it with a handful of walnuts or cheese. Having pasta for dinner? Ensure it's balanced with meat and rich olive oil. That protein and fat act like a brake. They slow down absorption, giving you steady, reliable energy for hours. This single strategy ends the 3 p.m. energy dead zone. It stops those desperate cravings for sugar. More importantly, you are eliminating the physical panic signals that fire off all day. When your body isn't in a constant state of energy crisis, it finally has bandwidth to fund other activities. Activities like arousal, libido, and the powerful blood flow you've been missing. Step 3. Engineer the shutdown sequence. We cannot expect our bodies to perform if we spend the last 2 hours in a state of high alert. You cannot go from checking high-stress work emails directly to a state of intimate connection. Your nervous system doesn't work that way. It needs a buffer. It needs a clear signal that the day is done. Your new rule: you will implement a 60-minute shutdown sequence. 1 hour before sleep, the day is over. All screens are off. The blue light from your phone, your tablet, your TV is a well-documented cortisol stimulator. It's telling your brain it's high noon. Stay alert. Instead, you will create a wind-down ritual. Dim the lights. Read a physical book. Listen to relaxing music. And as part of this new ritual, you will add a critical nutritional tool: magnesium. I recommend 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate. This form is highly absorbable. I call this nature's relaxation mineral. Most of us are chronically deficient in it, and this deficiency is linked to anxiety, muscle tension, and poor sleep. Magnesium acts like a natural brake on your nervous system. It helps regulate the calming neurotransmitter, GABA, and it helps your muscles release the physical tension you've been holding all day. This sequence is powerful. It sends a signal to your brain and body. The crisis is over. We are safe. You are cleared for repair. This rest and digest state is the only state where healing, recovery, and sexual readiness can even occur. You are creating the precise biochemical environment to flush out cortisol, deepen your sleep, and restore the systems that, when you wake up, will be ready to respond. Now that you have the 3-step protocol, I want you to understand why it works on such a deep chemical level. This isn't just healthy living. This is a direct, targeted intervention against the 2 ways cortisol sabotages your erections. First, the Pregnenolone Steal. Think of your hormone production center as a factory. It uses a raw material called pregnenolone. This one master hormone can go down two lines. It can become testosterone, the essence of your masculine vitality and libido, or it can be shunted down the other line to become cortisol. When you are in a 24/7 stress state, your body slams the emergency button. It orders the factory to stop non-essential production and build cortisol. This is the steal. Your body is literally stealing the building blocks from testosterone to build its stress response army. When you implement the protocol, when you win the morning with protein, you are sending a clear chemical memo. The crisis is over. Stand down. Reopen the testosterone assembly line. The second mechanism, cortisol, is the direct enemy of nitric oxide. An erection is, quite simply, an event of blood flow. It's 100% dependent on nitric oxide telling blood vessels to relax, open up wide, and allow blood to rush in. Cortisol does the exact opposite. It is a vasoconstrictor. It is a vessel tightener. It screams at your body, "Emergency! Tighten all the gates! We need to divert blood away from non-essential extremities and send it to the arms and legs." When your cortisol is high, you are in a state of chemical self-sabotage. You are chemically clamping shut the very arteries you need to be wide open. Your body is trying to flood the engine while your foot is simultaneously slamming the brake. When you execute step 3, the shutdown sequence, you are allowing cortisol to drain from your system. You are taking the chemical foot off the brake, giving nitric oxide the space it needs to do its job. The protocol is your foundation. Now, let's add 2 accelerators. First, consider an adaptogen like ashwagandha. Think of this as a hormonal buffer. It doesn't remove stress, but it helps your body adapt to it, modulating those cortisol spikes. Second, fuel your adrenals. Your adrenals burn through vitamin C and B complex to produce stress hormones. When you're chronically stressed, you are depleted. Replenishing these, eating bell peppers, citrus, and dark leafy greens, is like giving your frontline soldiers the supplies they need. Imagine this new reality. Imagine waking up and that familiar jolt of anxiety in your chest is simply gone. In its place is a quiet, grounded energy. You move through your day and the usual stressors are still there, but they feel different. They feel manageable. You are no longer on that frantic roller coaster. You feel stable. And then, later, in that moment of intimacy, there is no anxiety. There is no desperate hoping it will work. There is just presence. You are no longer at war with your own chemistry. You've removed the hidden saboteur. You've taken your foot off the brake. You are finally in control, and your body is ready and responsive. This is not a fantasy. This is what happens when you reclaim your hormonal balance. You are not broken. You had a chemical problem, and now you have the precise solution. Your journey to becoming a more resilient man starts now. Join me and thousands of other men in the 7-day Cortisol Crush Challenge. Commit to yourself by commenting, "I'm in" below. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because together we are building stronger men.